What's up YouTube, TenTon here, and today we will be discussing the next time on Death Battle between Wario and King Dedede. But before we get to that, let us discuss the last time on Death Battle, Shazam versus Captain Marvel. Well, I called it. I'm right yet again. This season has been crazy for correct predictions for me, excluding the Mega Man Battle Royale, which I was still kinda correct on because I predicted the order excluding X. I've technically been right all season, so let's just hope this continues. And when it comes to that matchup between Shazam and Captain Marvel, it was kind of one-sided for Shazam. A lot of people said it was one-sided for Shazam. Captain Marvel is an impressive superhero, but like the Avengers are not really comparable to the Justice League when it comes to like their heavy hitters. Like sure, Hulk is tough, but Superman would beat him in a fight. And a lot of their other characters, it just generally came down to me that like, yeah, Captain Marvel's up there, but Shazam could fight Superman and Wonder Woman, and their feats are stupid, and so he has to scale to that. And ultimately, it really wasn't a fair fight, but it was still enjoyable, and now we really know who the best Captain Marvel is. It was ultimately a good fight. I liked the fight animation. I liked the little dialogue and how the fight started. I liked the fight as a whole. The research was spot on for me, ultimately. Good episode. But with all that being said, let's go on to the next time. And this episode, I am so excited for. I've wanted King Dedede I have wanted King Dedede in this show ever since Kirby vs. Majin Buu. Solely because as a kid I wasn't really aware of how busted Kirby was. And so King Dedede's Kirby's main bad. So Dedede's kind of busted too when you think about it. Because Dedede scales to Kirby. And that was always one thing I was interested to see, like, where would Dedede, like, stack up in a death battle? And it seems I finally got my wish. Though Wario isn't really the first opponent I would give him. Like, I mean, it does make sense. They're both greedy people who want, like, food and money and all that. So it does make sense. Though I feel Wario could have had a better opponent, because Dedede might be a bit too much for him. Now, going into this episode and going into this prediction, I did do some basic research on both of them. And for me, it kind of comes down to two things. Now, in terms of the stats, King Dedede, from what I'm aware of, will scale to Kirby, who can break planets in half. Wario scales to Mario, who can lift a castle and throw it around like a beach ball, which is both impressive, but King Dedede still scales to Kirby, and Kirby's done some crazy crap, and Kirby fights more impressive foes more regularly. So it really kind of comes down to King Dedede being physically stronger, in my opinion. Now, there might be some feat for Wario I'm unaware of. In terms of raw physical strength, I feel King Dedede takes this. I feel he takes it rather convincingly. Now, when it comes to raw speed, the Mario Bros have never been well known to be extremely fast, and Wario is specifically stated to be slower due to his weight. So in terms of a foot race, I feel Dedede is also going to take it rather hands down. Dedede fights Kirby and has kept up with the Warp Star on multiple occasions. Dedede, in terms of what he's done, is ultimately faster based off what I've seen, and based off the calculations I have for him. And considering King Dedede can drive the Warp Star on occasion, that would mean he would have to be able to react to the speeds it can move, considering he's controlling it. So, speed goes Dedede. Now on to defense. Wario was in the stadium where the giant nuclear thing happened in that tennis game that they used for Mario's defensive feat last time. But King Dedede was also at the location where like that planet-sized explosion happened in Triple Deluxe. So, still looking more Dedede. Now, there could be something for Wario that I'm obviously not aware of, but in terms of the raw stats of strength, speed, and defense, I think it just all goes to Dedede. Now, in terms of raw intelligence, easily Wario. Wario is shown to be clever, and he isn't stupid. He can be a bit arrogant and a bit of a hothead, but he isn't stupid. That's one thing I've learned of Wario over the years. He's not dumb. He can just be a bit idiotic when he wants to be. As for Dedede, Dedede's not the brightest. And if you go based off the cartoon, he's still an idiot, but he's not as big of an idiot. If you go based off games, he can be rather stupid, though he has had his moments where he's shown some intellect. But in terms of raw intelligence, I give it to Wario. And when it comes to their raw abilities, there's a few things I need to like make sure are clear. For Wario, I've seen the preview, so I know they're using a bunch of his smash moves. So he's getting the waft, he's getting the bite, he's getting the shoulder bash and all that. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. So I'm assuming they're going to give King Dedede the Gordos and some of his other stuff he can use in Smash, which is all fine. And King Dedede has his rocket-powered hammer. Wario has a bunch of stuff from his games. And if they do this, they're going to be probably giving Wario the Mega Mushroom, the one that makes you really big, the star, and the metal cap, because I know he uses them in Super Mario 64 DS. Or at least I know he uses the star and the metal cap. I'm not sure about the Mega Mushroom, though I've been told he does use it at some point. So I'll be giving him that. And then there's Wario Man, which I don't really know how to judge, because I don't really play the WarioWare game, so I don't know if it's actually a canonical thing, or if it's just a thing they did for Smash and like for a superhero thing for him and like his games. Like, does it have actual feats? Leave it in the comments. I don't really know a lot about Wario Man. And when it comes to Dedede, there's another thing I need questioning on, like buff Dedede from Star Allies. Was that Dedede's doing, or was that one of the mages' magic affecting him? Like, because if he can go into that form naturally, it would definitely help his case in the fight. But if it's not something he can do naturally and it's the mage's influence, then I don't think it would really be allowed. So that would be kind of outside help. Now, regardless of if he gets the buff form, it doesn't really matter because he still has Mass Dedede, which is when he puts in the mask, he gets the rocket hammer, which, as far as I'm aware, the hammer can shoot missiles out of it. It has rocket boosters, can create hurricanes, increase. When he puts the mask on, it's just a general speed increase, durability increase, strength increase, stuff like that. And if you go based off Kirby Battle Royale, there's another form he takes in Giant Dedede, where he just grows, pretty much what Bowser does in almost all his games, where he just grows super big, which they could also use for that. Though if Wario has the Mega Mushroom, then it would be kind of be even, so we could just have a just enormous. So we could have two enormous, fat, greedy monsters fighting to the death, which would be sick. But all that being said, all the stats altogether, I feel this fight comes down to two variables, and they're both Wario-based. One, Wario has shown he is capable of hypnotizing people. In fact, he hypnotized the whole country to do his bidding. Dedede has been shown time and time again to be pretty easy to hypnotize and to brainwash into fighting Kirby. Like, it happens all the time. The question is, could Wario hypnotize Dedede? Dedede's fallen for this kind of stuff plenty of times, so it's not unreasonable to say that he could, though Dedede would have to fall for it. And the other types of hypnosis he's been under is generally, like, brainwashing or mechanical, like, takeover. It's not really, like, this kind of hypnosis he's generally used, so it might not work. Now, even if he can hypnotize him, that might not... Dedede's still pretty durable, so even if he does, like, Wario starts beating on him, he'll probably snap out of it and just start fighting again. So the hypnosis could definitely push it in Wario's favor, but it might not be a guaranteed victory. Now, on to the last thing. Is Wario immortal or not? Because in one of his games, it's stated that, like, he states, oh, I'm immortal, I just choose to not die, I don't feel like dying, or something like that. And in that game, there's no, like, life system, so it might be implied that that's what it is, because in other games, he can die, like, he can get game overs. So it might just be a thing for that one specific game. I believe it's Wario Land 4 or something. I heard it's one of those games. Now, if it's only like that, I'm going to just discount it, and I'm just going to say Dedede's going to win. But if Wario is truly immortal, I'm going to give it to Wario. So this one's going to be a little convoluted, but under the assumption that Wario is not immortal, I'm putting my money on King Dedede. Under the assumption that he is immortal, I'm putting my money on Wario. And with that, what do you guys think? Who do you think is going to win? Leave it in the comment section below. This has been TenTon. Peace. And before I go, sorry about not uploading for a little bit, guys. Been super busy with school. Finals are coming up. But I should be done soon, and more consistent uploads should be coming. But just bear with me for a while, alright? I'm doing the best I can. Anyway, guys, talk to you later. Peace.